Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha. Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha. Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana. Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana. Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana. Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana. Jaya Vraja Jana Ranjana. Tiravanajari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanajari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Radha Madhava. Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava. Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai. 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 Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Today we are reading from the 4th canto, chapter 25, verse 16. Sabhachatvara ratyabhi.
Sabhachatvara ratyabhi.
Sabhachatvara ratyabhi.
Sabhachatvara ratyabhi.
Akridayatanapanay.
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 Jetyadvacha patakabhi.
Jetyadvacha patakabhi.
Jetyadvacha patakabhi.
Jetyadvacha patakabhi.
Yuktam vidruma vedivi.
Yuktam vidruma vedivi.
Yuktam vidruma vedivi.
Yuktam vidruma vedivi.
Zabachatvararatyabhi Akridayatanapanai Jaitadvacha patakabir Yuktram vidruba vedibi Jatvachatvararatyabi Akridayatanapanai Jaitadvacha patakabir Yuktam vidruma vedibi Zabachatvararatyabhi Akridayatanapanai Jaidhyadvaja patakabir Yuktam vidruma vedibi. Now the synonyms. Also, I've always tried to find out some word in this verse. I didn't find anything. Huh? You know some? Which one? Ah. Yeah, it's connected with 4, yes. And here, what is it?
Assembly.
Yeah, you know. Some more?
Yuktam. Usage or to employ or to...
Yeah, this all I thought something like that, but it's decorated.
Dvaja means flag.
Ah, yes.
Pataka also means flag.
Flag? Good. You know this from Bengal or Sanskrit? Okay. Also Sabha, assembly houses, Chatvara, squares, Ratyabhi, by streets, Akrida Ayatana, gambling houses, Apanai, by shops. This you should know. Chaitya, resting places, Dvachapatakabi, with flags and festoons. Yuktam, decorated. Vidruma, without trees. And Vedibihi, with platforms. Translation: in that city there were many assembly houses, street crossings, streets, restaurants, gambling houses, markets, resting places, flags, festoons, and beautiful parks. All this surrounded the city. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this way, the capital is described. In the capital there are assembly houses and many squares, many street crossings, avenues and streets, many gambling places, markets and places of rest, all decorated with flags and festoons. The squares are surrounded with railings and are devoid of trees. The heart of the body can be compared to the assembly house, for the living entity is within the heart, along with the Paramatma, and thus the heart is the center of all remembrance, forgetfulness, and deliberation. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, which verse? No, 15:15. Ja, genau. In the body, the eyes, ears, and nose are different places of attraction for sense enjoyment. And the streets for going hither and thither may be compared to different types of air blowing within the body. The yogic process for controlling the air within the body and the different nerves is called sujumna, the path of liberation. The body is also a resting place because when the living entity becomes fatigued, he takes rest within the body. The palms and the soles of the feet are compared to flags and festoons. Let's offer our prayer to Guru Parampara before we begin. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Breshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Junyavadi Paschatya Dejatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Guru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So before I begin, I would like to seek the blessings of the senior Vaishnavas and all the devotees assembled here. Vancha kalpadarubhyascha kripa sindhuvevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Narad Muni asked King Prachibanahirshat, "My dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities?" The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity. Then the king, Prachina Parisha, replied, "O great soul Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities, therefore I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge, so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities." After that, Narad started to narrate an old history connected with the character of king called Puranjana. 4 chapters are dedicated to this allegory. This is nothing but the story of King Prachinaparishat told in a different way. In other words, this is an allegorical presentation. The word Puranjana means one who enjoys in a body. The material body is compared to a city. In the last 2 verses, the city was described in detail. There, by the different parts of the city are compared with parts of human body. I don't know who was here yesterday for the class. You? You heard? And 2 days before? I want shortly repeat these different parts of the city, and I would like that you two go together, you and you, near, and you not, of course. I will say some parts of the city, and the idea is, oh, okay, Haribol. Whenever I tell a part of city, you touch your neighbor there, this part of the body. You remember? Also, the first is the walls. Yeah, but maybe you can find it out yourself. Easter, now you know it? Kin, yes. Then the parks of the city. Parkanlage. What is it? The hair, yes, because the trees are compared with the hairs, you know.
No hair.
Was sick, yes, so big sick.
Yes, that's the flag.
Okay. Then the nose and the head. Oh, okay, what is it in the city? Nose and head? What?
The towers.
Towers, yes, okay, I should turn it. Then depressions.
Sind da Einwölbungen oder?
Yeah, and wrinkles. Wrinkles, depressions are wrinkles and. Okay, I should turn it. It actually written. Canals and trenches are compared to.
Die Vene.
No. Canal and trenches. Maybe you don't have that problem. Wrinkles. Okay. And the windows. Yes. And the protective gates. Yes. You should touch her. Then, this is enough now. Gold, silver, and iron are compared with the three modes of material nature. Then the capital with the heart, and the gems with the desires for material enjoyments. That was yesterday. And now today. Today's verse mentions several places to enjoy. Let's take Zürich's Bahnhofstrasse as an example. When you enter the Globus warehouse, the first thing that bewitches you are the fragrances emanating from countless perfume bottles. Heavily made up saleswomen demonstrate to you how you can paint your body to make it more attractive. If you now use the escalator, you will be transported into the world of fabrics. You will find everything that the latest fashion dictates, which will make you even more attractive. In the department of household goods, there are thousands of items that you will never need in your life. And in the basement, you will find food from all over the world that a simple country dweller has never seen before. Much more can be found in this one house, all designed to give the body more pleasure. And you will find many such houses along the 3-kilometer long Bahnhofstrasse. The city offers many other attractions. There are restaurants, beautiful gardens, casinos, and banks where you can withdraw the money you lost in the casino. Endless possibilities are available to give pleasure to our senses. But there is a catch. Without money, gold, gems, or a credit card, you can't afford these pleasures. The streets are compared to different types of air blowing within the body, and the different nerves is called sushumna, which is one of the three major nadis. Also, before I read this, I didn't know what a nadi is, but then I checked of course, I Googled, and I found some description. Maybe all these who make yoga, they know it. You know it for sure, huh? No? Nadis? You also know?
These energy channels, the Ida, Pingala, and
yeah, exactly. I have a picture here. And of course, these are these 7 chakras. And a nadi means literally is a tube or a pipe, and is a term for the channels through which in traditional Indian medicine and spiritual theory the energies such as prana or of the physical body and the subtle body are said to flow. Within this philosophical framework, the nadis are said to connect a special points of intensity, the chakras. All nadis are said to originate from one of the 2 centers, the heart and the khanda, the latter being an egg-shaped bulb in the pelvic area just below the navel. The 3 principal nadis run from the base of the spine to the head and are the Ida on the left. How you said it? Huh? Ida, yeah. Then Sushumna in the center and the Pingala on the right. Ultimately, the goal is to unblock these nadis to bring liberation. Nadi is an important concept in Hindu philosophy, mentioned and described in the sources, some as much as 3,000 years old. This is according to Wikipedia. The number of nadis of the human body is claimed to be up to hundreds of thousands and even millions. The Shiva Samhita, treatise on yoga states, for example, that out of 350,000 nadis, 14 are particularly important, and among them the 3 just mentioned are the 3 most vital. Sushumna runs along the spinal cord in the center through the 7 chakras. When the channels are unblocked by the actions of yoga, the energy of Kundalini uncoils and rises up the Sushumna from the base of the spine. The nadis play a role in yoga, as many yogic practices, including shatkarmas, mudras, and pranayam, are intended to open and unblock the nadis. The ultimate aim of some of yogic practices are to direct prana into the Sushumna nadi, specifically enabling Kundalini to rise and thus bring about moksha or liberation. There is much more, but this I think is enough for now about nadis. Yoga texts disagree on the number of nadis in the human body. The Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Goraksha Samhita quote 72,000 nadis, each branching off into another 72,000 nadis. That gives them more than 5 million. Whereas the Shiva Samhita states 350,000 nadis arise from the navel center, and the Katha Upanishad says, and this is what Prabhupada also took his information, that 101 channels radiate from the heart. That's some information about the nadis. Prabhupada mentioned this word, therefore I took this information here. The yogic process for controlling the air within the body and the different nerves is called Sujumna, the path of liberation. And same we find in Wikipedia also. Now, I would like to end the class with a narrative from Srimad Bhagavatam. It makes clear what the result is when one greedily strives for wealth in order to achieve fame and dignity. It's from the 10th canto. King Satrajit received the Shyamantaka gem by the grace of his best well-wisher, the sun god Surya. After fastening the gem to a chain, which he then hung around his neck, Satrajit traveled to Dwaraka. The residents, thinking he was the sun god himself, went to Krishna and told him that Lord Surya had come to take his audience. But Krishna replied that the man who had come was not Surya but King Satrajit, who looked extremely effulgent because he was wearing the Shyamantaka jewel. In Dwaraka, Satrajit installed the precious stone on a special altar in his home. Every day, the gem produced a large quantity of gold, and it had the additional power of assuring that wherever it was properly worshipped, no calamity could occur. On one occasion, Lord Sri Krishna requested Satrajit to give the gem to the king of the Yadus. Who is this? Yes, Ugrasena. But Satrajit refused. Obsessed as he was with greed. Shortly thereafter, Satrajit's brother Prasena left the city to hunt on horseback, wearing the Shyamantaka jewel on his neck. On the road, a lion killed Prasena and took the jewel away to a mountain cave, where the king of the bears, Jambavan, happened to be living. Jambavan killed the lion and gave the jewel to his son to play with. When King Satrajit's brother did not return, the king presumed that Sri Krishna had killed him for the Shyamantaka gem. It's a crime, huh? Lord Krishna heard about this rumor circulating among the general populace, and to clear his name, he went with some of the citizens to find Prasena. Following his path, they eventually found his body and that of his horse lying on the road. Further on they saw the body of the lion Jambavan had killed. Lord Krishna told the citizens to remain outside the cave while he went in to investigate. The Lord entered Jambavan's cave. This is Jambavan from Ramayana. And saw the Syamantaka jewel lying next to a child. But when Krishna tried to take the jewel, the child's nurse cried out in alarm, bringing Jambavan quickly to the scene. Jambavan considered Krishna an ordinary man and began fighting with him. For 28 days, continuously the two fought until finally Jambavan grew weak from the Lord's blows. Now understanding that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Jambavan began to praise him. The Lord touched Jambavan with his lotus hand, dispelling his fear, and then explained everything about the jewel. With great devotion, Jambavan gladly presented the Syamantaka jewel to the Lord, together with with his unmarried daughter, Jambavati. Meanwhile, Lord Krishna's companions, having waited 12 days for Krishna to come out of the cave, returned to Dwaraka despondent. All of Krishna's friends and family members became extremely sorrowful and began regularly worshipping Goddess Durga to assure that Lord's safe return. Even as they performed this worship, Lord Krishna entered the city in the company of his new wife. He summoned Satrajit to the royal assembly and, after recounting to him the entire story of the Syamantaka jewel's recovery, gave the jewel back to him. Satrajit accepted the jewel, but with great shame and remorse. He went back to his home, and there he decided to offer Lord Krishna not only the jewel, but also his daughter again, so as to atone for the offense he had committed against the Lord's lotus feet. Sri Krishna accepted the hand of Satrajit's daughter. Yes, and that's actually Radharani, who was endowed with all divine qualities, but the jewel he refused, returning it to King Satrajit. Also he took only Satyabhama. Now the end of the story, when the Lord Sri Krishna heard that the Pandavas had supposedly been burned to death in the palace of Lak, he went to Hastinapur with Lord Baladev to maintain the principles of worldly protocol, even though, being omniscient, he knew the report was false. With Krishna out of Dwaraka, Akrura and Kritavarma incited Jatadanva to steal the Syamantaka jewel from Satrajit. Bewildered by their words, the sinful Jatadanva murdered King Satrajit in his sleep and stole the gem. Queen Satyabhama was overcome with grief at the death of her father, and she rushed to Hastinapur to report the sorrowful news to Sri Krishna. Together with Lord Baladev, Krishna then returned to Dwaraka to kill Jatadanva. Now the story goes on, but I will stop here because it's only, a bug. I wanted to tell how it ends if somebody's so attached to a jewel, onto wealth, and it ends with his death, of course. And because the old city, this beautiful city with all these attractions, is compared with our body, that means in our body, everything wants to enjoy and enjoy and enjoy. The senses give all these, how is this called? These impulses, and the mind has nothing better to do than to send this impulse to the intelligence to tell me, oh, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And mostly, in our cases, the intelligence is bewildered and follow these impulses, and the end we knew now, we will die, useless, a life wasted again. This is, but we will hear much more about Puranjan and the city and all these things. It is four chapters, I told you. It's a long story. Then I will end here now and give the words to you. Somebody wants to add something? Or ask her something? Nobody? Okay, everything is clear, it looks like. And then I wish you a nice day. Thank you so much for listening. It's not a millibug. It's another one.
You should throw it out.
Huh?
You should put it out.
They bring happiness, huh? We tell it. In India also?
I also want happiness.
But you know this in India? No? You always say if you...
Luck, this is luck.
Aber du machst doch Pranayama. Pizzeli. Aber man kann
die schon, aber ich weiß nicht, ob das ist.
privat.
Privat ist alles nicht.
Ever preparation. Aber du schon nicht ganz bewusst Chakra aber die ganz
Faltar, em relação a quem não vive. Ah, sim, né? Este está totalmente isolado porque es budismo, ¿no?
Claro.
Llevaban meses sin salir.
Oh, ya, claro.
Pero a mí me encanta. La vida es muy hermosa.
Sí.
La vida y la ética y la persona.
Wow.
Entonces, espiritualmente era bueno, materialmente las personas no gustan. Las personas no gustan de las ciudades,
Claro.
son las cosas de la ciudad.
Entiendo. ¿Y su amigo, el devoto brasileño, está ahí?
No, me quedó hace 3 meses, no quieren ir más. Yo fui el único que gostó de los devotos brasileños. Yo que devoto brasileño quería y quedaba así llorando.
Oh, ya.
Ahora eles ainda não certo, não?
Sí, el devoto, amigo.
Sí.
¿Cómo se llama?
Nuestro hermano.
Sí, son
La lengua de Gopal. La lengua
Claro.
está muy contento porque tiene escuela, tiene congregación.
Ah, qué bien, claro.
Y la cosa es, yo creo que sea un lugar, no sé si más que América, pero si no for más, de los lugares que más tiene libros, porque en la época de Prabhupada, assim, lá, 40, 50, eles iam para tirar a vacía, como Mahatma Gandhi disse.
Claro.
Então, sempre foi um ponto no luz.
Claro.
Ele disse que a cidade tem muitos de luz, porque essa cidade já melhor, com as baratas,
Claro.
como o terceiro, né?
Claro.
Imagina com um dono
Sí.
tudo aí o pai me dijo que ia a San Gregorio hacer compras. Que vieron en Francia
Ya.
hacer compras porque era mucho más barato.
Claro.
Entonces, essas cidades mais baratas realmente traem os milhares de trabajadores.
Claro.
Entonces tiene muchos hindús, pero al mismo tiempo tiene muchos
Ah,
mucho.
claro. ¿Y se siente bien acá?
Sí,
Qué bien.
y como
Isso é nada.
un poco se da un poco más a este clima, ¿no?
Claro.
Y me encanta el
Tranquilo.
muy buenas calidades.
Sí.
Sistemas trabajadores.
This is how the Goswamis wanted to be dogs in
Ah,
Vrindavan.
eso trabajo a causa del servicio.
Sí, en alta.
Claro.
Tiene mucho trabajo.
Claro.
Y no solo acá, en todo el mundo pasa que as pessoas não estão interessadas em quedar-se vivo no Brasil. As pessoas estão mais interessadas em ter um emprego, tocar filhos. Então, todos os lugares. Eu penso que em poucos lugares como Inglaterra, porque tem uma congregação muito grande de forro, Mana, América, como se chama? Seca de Flórida, seca de Miami. Como se chama? Então, esse lugar tem muitos lugares, muitos devotos. Índia também. Pero na maioria dos lugares há necessidade de cuidar. Eles vão buscar Então, eu estou aproveitando as facilidades que a gente está dando para criar minha casa.
¿Y qué le hace más? Sí.
segundo país.
Es el equivalente para los pasaportes.
Y el tuyo, no.
¿Tiene que ir a Italia?
No,
Claro.
solo de paga, ¿no?
Sí. Ejemplo, qué bueno.
Entonces yo voy a seguir su vida. Yo voy a tirar una visa que ellos van a ofrecer acá. Como brasileño no tengo derecho, pero como cidadano europeo yo puedo ser profesor invitado.
Qué bien.
Entonces yo saco visa 2 veces y después puedo sacar la residencia.
Qué bien. Eso de profesor invitado, ¿cuánto tiempo le dan la visa? ¿Un año o 5?
Yo creo que 5 años. Mas tengo varios devotos. Yo conocí 2, 3 devotos que hicieron eso.
A través del templo uno puede sacar profesor invitado o un pasaporte europeo.
O un pasaporte.
Claro.
En otro lugar.
En Sudamericano no funciona. Claro.
Sí.
Ok, pero qué interesante.
El pasaporte suizo puede entrar en América libremente.
Sí, sí, puedes entrar. Menos ni China ni India. India y China.
Porque ellos quieren plata.
Ahora hay la visa de 5 años, ¿sabes? ¿No?
¿En India?
Sí, claro, yo tengo visa de 5 años.
Tá.
Pero tiene 3 meses salir, así, pero 5 años.
Pero las 2 últimas veces que yo saqué la vida, 2016 y 2019, yo saqué electrónico. Es más fácil.
Claro,
no necesita ir a consular,
Sí.
pero solo 2 meses. Pero para mí que es só a terminar todo mundo, ¿no?
Sí, claro.
Pero usted puede ir, salir, volver, ¿no?
Claro, sí.
Es bueno.
Yo saqué la visa de 5 años en el 2019, pero pues vino la pandemia. Y ahora termina en el 2024. Tengo que volver a sacar otra vez. Sí. Yo ya apliqué en octubre apliqué para el pasaporte suizo, la nacionalidad suiza. Muchos exámenes, entrevistas.
Entonces, usted me dijo que existe una diferencia entre residencia y ser suizo, naturalización, ¿no?
Chico, ¿cómo dice, por favor?
Hay una diferencia entre residencia y en portugués es naturalización.
Sí, la única
De
diferencia.
querer hacer eso, ser un ciudadano suizo.
Sí, la única diferencia es que es para la votación, nomás usted puede votar a través de la municipalidad,
Sí.
no federal, no puede votar como residencia. Y la otra, no se puede ir más de 6 meses fuera de Suiza.
Con residencia.
Sí, más de 6 meses tiene que pedir un permiso especial.
A mí no.
Porque lo que pasa es que si usted tiene el permiso y para la actualización son 10 años. Entonces, si usted se va al 7º año, se va a 1 año, tiene que volver a empezar de nuevo, desde cero. Esa es la ventaja si tiene pasaporte suizo. ¿Entiendes?
Eso es importante para mí. Entonces, como residencia, yo no podría vivir en
No más de 6 meses, no. Pero puede pedir un permiso. Pero es difícil que la acepte, pero puede pedir un permiso. Esa es la diferencia.
Yo puedo quedar 6 meses fuera y después tengo que volver.
Acá me dicen 6 meses, máximo 6 meses. Se va a India 5 meses, 29 días, acá al 6º mes. ¿Vamos a una persona?
No.
Ahorita le explico más rápido.
Sí. Welcome, Seychelles.
Thank you.